Wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about brokers and philosophy. If this is your first time joining me, my name is Akil Stokes. I'm the Chief Currency Analyst and Head Trading Coach over at TradeEmpowered.com. I am someone that went from once struggling trader to full-time trader. Took a lot of bumps and bruises on the way there, but now I get to live my dream and help others achieve theirs as well. Now, we've got an interesting situation. My apologies again for you guys in the live room. We had to shut down shop earlier today. Apparently, there was a cyber attack on the East Coast of the United States, and the internet has been very, very funky. But that brings up a good lesson point, and it's a lesson about brokers. And for you guys that know me, I don't like to talk about brokers a lot. I don't make broker recommendations. I know I feel bad every time I tell you guys I can't do it, but it's for legal reasons. It's for protection. I am not supposed to be telling you guys or lending you any advice on what you should be doing with your money. However, I've said this time in and time out. One thing that I really look for as far as brokers is one thing that really I value in brokers and just really anything in business is customer service. I think the way you connect with people, I think customer service in any type of business is key, especially with Forex brokers. Now, I personally use what's called an introducing broker. And what that means is essentially there's a middleman between me and a bigger broker. And there are some cons to that. There are some pros, which I'll get to in a little bit, but the cons are that I'm going to pay a little bit more. Not only does my introducing broker have to take their cut, but the normal broker has to take their cut. So my spreads are going to be a little bit bigger than what you can potentially get by going straight through. That's something that I'm willing to accept and take. There are plenty of pairs in the Forex market you can trade. You can easily find ones that work within your spread limitations. I don't really have any wide spreads with most of the major pairs. Once I get into some of the exotics, it starts getting out into the, maybe 7 pip range, and I just choose not to trade those pairs. But one of the biggest benefits of having that introducing broker is that I'm no longer a small fish in an extremely big pond. I mean, imagine your normal broker and how many clients they have, right? Millions and millions of clients, right? You're a very small blip on their radar. With an introducing broker, I'm a much bigger fish, or maybe I'm the same size fish in a smaller pond. And what that means is I get personal attention. I have my actual broker. I have his cell number. I have his office number. If need be, I can call them up and ask them, I guess tell them technically, but ask them to do this and do that for me. And in a situation like what we've had recently where the internet is going up and down, something I expressed to our traders this morning in the live room is that I want to be cautious. I won't be doing any day trades until I'm sure something's fixed. And I'm going to be very, very cautious with my swing trades. Because again, I always like to think worst case scenario, right? I always like to over prepare, right? Prepare for the worst case scenario. Let's say I'm looking at a trading situation and it's a potential bearish cipher formation, just to put out an example. Let's say I place my limit orders or I enter at market. I'm involved in the trade. I'm doing my calculations on ATR. I'm putting my 113 inversion up, trying to figure out where that stop loss should be at. And before I have a chance to set it, boom, the internet cuts out. Wow. Now I'm stuck in a position, guys, where I have an open order, right? I have an open order and I've got no protective stop. What if the market runs away? What if the market blows up 100 pips? Right? I have no way to protect myself. So I want to be in a position where if something like that happens, I can pick up my phone. I can call my guy and say, hey, Jim, I need you to get me flat on euro dollar right away. And I can have that risk off the table versus being taken to, please press 1 if you are in a trade that you don't want to be in. Press 2 if your account is bleeding and you are slowly losing money by the second. I don't want to be in that situation. I want to get my situation handled right away. Now, how likely is something like that to happen? Very, very unlikely, but it could happen. And something like that, years and years and years of hard work. I've been trading, I've been trading successfully for, maybe about 6 years now, right? I do not want all that hard work to be, not hard work, but all the money earned, let's put it, I don't want to let all that money earned be taken away by one mistake like that. And, even worse, a mistake that isn't really my fault. So that's something that is really important to me. The chances of that happening are very slim, but it could happen, and I'm not willing to risk that. So that's my take on brokers today. I do want to share with you a recording that we did for the first part of today's live room. I'm being told to shut up. That person can politely leave or mute the Periscope if they don't like what I'm saying. But I think you do, because you're still in here listening to me. So I know it's all love. Don't worry. Hate is the new love, right? But I'm going to share with you a recording from this morning's live room session. We talked a little bit about matching your philosophy and matching your personality kind of with your trading strategy. It was actually a blog post I was thinking about writing. I wrote it down on paper. We will see if it actually turns into a blog post, but I'll share that clip from the live room. We did have a live room this morning. It was very brief. We ended about 9:30 again. We made it till after our syndicate war room meeting, which, by the way, for you guys that want more information on brokers, I know I told you I don't make recommendations. If you are part of our syndicate program, if you go to the training, if you go to our website, it's in the top right-hand corner, go to our mini training course. There's a great video on there that Jason Stapleton did about what you should look for in a broker. Again, it's not going to tell you what broker to take, but it'll give you some ideas of the different type of brokers that are out there and the pros and cons of going with each type. Anyway, I'm going to leave you guys be. I'm going to go edit this clip from this morning's live room session. I'll get this to the YouTube. I'll get this to the YouTube as quick as possible. And I'll shoot out a tweet, of course, or put it on Facebook when it's up. The key is just, trading it the right way. And you always want to trade something that matches your philosophy, right? You always want to trade something that matches your philosophy. But it's a good pattern formation. But I was actually starting to write an article about this. It's not always, you'll understand in trading, it's not always about trading the best system. You guys understand that? Does anyone not understand that? It's not about the best system. It's not about the most profitable system. I know that sounds weird, right? Everyone on the internet is telling you to find the best system, the most profitable system. It's not about that. What do you guys think it's about? Consistency, that's true, yeah. Positive expectancy, yeah. Sticking to your system, yeah. Frequency, philosophy, yeah. Following your rules, discipline, yeah. All those things. And what it takes to achieve all those things is finding something that fits for you, right? Think about it this way. If I trade the butterfly formation, right? If I consistently trade the butterfly formation, and I tell you guys, hey, my name is Akil Stokes. The most important thing for me in the market is structure. I always want to take structure into account. I firmly believe in the new structure high, new structure low principles, right? You guys learned about that in Keystone last week, right? How do you think I would fare trading a system like this, right? Where the situation is telling me to get short once we have a new structure low, right? What does a lower low, lower close tell us, guys? This is a lower low, lower close, or new structure low, right? This tells me trend continuation which way, which direction, bullish or bearish? Bearish trend continuation. So wait a minute, my principles on how to read a price chart are telling me bearish continuation, but the butterfly formation is telling me to get bullish? Wait, what? Next thing, I firmly believe in using structure as stops, right? Well, I'm going to put a stop loss right here. But Akil, there's no structure down here. Why is the stop loss here? Wait a minute, that doesn't make sense, right? So even if this, and this is, I'm going to get yelled at for saying this from a lot of people, but trust me, this is this is the way you need to think about it if you want to be consistently profitable over time, right? This could be the best strategy in the world. Richard can shoot me in some stats right now and say, hey, Akil, I trade the butterfly formation and it hits at 80% and it brings me 2,000 pips a day. But guess what's going to happen if I consistently take something like this? I'm going to fight myself on every single trade. I'm going to be taking something that goes directly against my overall and underlying philosophy of the markets, right? And it's all good at first, right? It's all good when it's winning. But what happens when that drawdown comes? What happens when that drawdown comes? I'm going to do a poll question real quick. Have you ever been in a drawdown? Let's see how many of you guys have been in a drawdown. Yes or no? All right, so 89% of you have been in a drawdown. And so you guys know what it feels like. Drawdowns feel like the end of the world. Drawdowns feel like they're never ending. I got interviewed yesterday by the Entrepreneur Network, and I was telling them about we were talking about entrepreneurship and taking the leap, and how at some point when you launch a business, it feels like nothing is working. Drawdown is the same way. Drawdown is this dark, dark, mysterious place where you feel like you're doing everything right, but you just can't get right. There are no results. It seems like it's going to end forever, and it's frustrating. Now, do you think it's going to be easier to pull yourself out of that drawdown when you're trading something that is based off your philosophy, something that you really trust and believe in? Or do you think it's going to be able to do you think it's going to be easier to pull yourself out of that drawdown when you're doing something that goes directly against your belief? And someone wrote this earlier, right? You're going to lose faith. You're going to stop trading it. You're going to switch systems. And you're going to keep doing that again and again and again. So, again, there's one thing to trade the most profitable system in the world. You would think that's great. I mean, the end game is to make profit in the market. But I'm telling you from experience, if you want to be consistently profitable, and I'm talking about a week or a month, I'm talking about years and decades, you have to trade something that you truly believe in. Because that belief is the only thing guiding you through that dark, dark drawdown. When the lights go out and there's no light at the end of the tunnel, right? Your belief is the only thing steadying the ship. And if that cracks, you're done. If that cracks, you're done.